Cool. Hi. I'm experimenting with a compressor on the mics, so let me know if that sounds ridiculous or not. I'm not monitoring it in my headphones, so I don't know. But anyway, hello. Yeah, so we're going to try something today. One of these more modern of streams where I'm talking about something more modern. What is it going to be today? Let's try it. So this is a band I think are relatively unknown. They're called SAICOBAB. They are from Japan, I believe, and they are doing a crazy. Well, let's just have a look at the ensemble as it exists in this picture. We've got enigmatic vocalist Yoshimio, who apparently has a very good pedigree in the boredoms. And then we also have a sitar player, a what looks like a bowdron player, and a double bassist. So yeah, not your average ensemble, and this is certainly not your average music. What do you think it's going to sound like? Before I play it, we saw the jumping vocalist, so clearly there's something exciting. Well, let's get into it. Here we go. Okay, so there you go. That's the stuff. We got a bit of everything there. We got some interesting percussion. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to talk much about the percussion. I just don't know what's going on clearly enough. But this is kind of what we're going for. Let's listen to that beginning riff again. Is it that? Yeah, and then fast through those. Oh, I'm getting a lovely rainbow. Don't get distracted. Oh, yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? That's definitely where we've got. That's what I think it does next. Oh, yeah. So this is killer, because there's two things which are difficult here. One is the rhythm, and the rhythm is probably making it the hardest of all, because we are definitely not in a straight 4 here. I will work that out when I've got all the notes, because once we've got all the notes and we're definitely playing them for the right amount of time, then we can think about the rhythm. To be fair, we could probably go about it the other way around. We could start with the rhythm, but I feel a bit more comfortable going for the notes first. Let's get it. We'll get it. Yeah. Just 5 down there, I think. Yeah, and then does it go up again? Okay. All right. That's what I think it is. Yeah, there's something happening there, isn't there? Does it just jump? Or is there an extra note? Okay, it is what I think it is. So that means then, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's really straightforward. Ba, da, da, da. That's another 4, but then we get that. Ba, da, 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 da. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yeah. Okay. So it's 3 4s and a 2, followed by 4 4s and a 2. So what does that equal? 3 4s and 2 is 14. So it's kind of like a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's what it is. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we've got an extra 4, which is an extra 2. So we've got 9. What? 7 and 9 makes 16, which means this is actually an equal amount of beats, long beats. But trying to count it that way, I think, good luck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. It didn't fit. Let's try that again. Yeah, no, it does. It does. Wow, amazing. That is not how we feel it though, and partly that is because of where the stress on the notes is put. It's a oh yeah, okay. What key are we in? That's an interesting question. Sort of the bass is doing the same, I think actually. Let's just check that. We've definitely got octaves of this melody. But we also have a held low note of D, which puts us in D. So how does this melody work with that held note? It works in a strange way. The melody itself, if it was by itself, this is really where we would feel we were at rest. So it's like ba 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 5 4 3 2 1, and then we would be in B minor. But because we've got this D really resolutely holding us to that tonality, it means that we're basically working on a mode. actually the Ionian mode. Believe it or not. No, it would be. It would be if we only had this first bit. But of course then we'd get there, so we get that G sharp, that's not in D major. So it's a Lydian mode riff here. Okay, Lydian mode riff. Very fun, very fun. So what happens with it? Anything? Let's see how many times it repeats. It's so fast as well, isn't it? Really energetic. Okay, there's our third repetition. There's our fourth. Okay. And then we're into something else. So over that bit, yeah, we've still got this D held really, really constantly. But yeah, this is in octaves, so it's doing that kind of thing. Yeah, that kind of thing. Keep playing it slightly wrong, but you know, you're listening to it, you know how it sounds. But yeah, so we're in D Lydian mode. We've got this really exciting, fast-paced riff that never stays on a note very long. We basically have everything more or less the same length. What's going on in the drums? It's like boom ticka doom ticka doom baka baka ticka doom. So we are really feeling that that 7 at the beginning there in the drums. I think actually it might be even more complicated than that. Yeah, it's not even quite the 7. If we're going by the boom, the hit of the Bowern or wherever it is, there's obviously some kind of tambourine in there as well. So if we're going by that, we don't have a split of 14 at the beginning here. We actually have a split of 15. So then if we've got a 15 there, we must have a 17 on there. And that is kind of how it feels with 2 extra on the end. So that's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, that's not the best way to count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. Yeah, it does work. It does work. And it adds a real off-kilter feel to it. That's not how I feel it in this, because after the 7 we sort of start the same way with those 4 repetitions there. That's not how the drums are counting it. At least, if it is, it's very oblique. They're doing something, which goes contrary to that, which is really, really fun. And then what the vocals doing? Okay, it feels like they are very, very free, but they are emphasizing some notes that go quite aggressively against that D. So that the 7th and the sharp 11th, really, really agitating for violence there. Okay, and then we've got another riff, and we're only 20 seconds into the song. So I feel I would be wasted if I just in fact wasted all your time going through each of these. I've just spilt edamame all over. Sad state of the world where I have a pot full of edamame that I haven't eaten. To be honest, it isn't actually mine. Yeah, I would be wasted on this if I was just going through all these riffs, trying to spell them out for you. I'll just say this one, it's going higher. It's still in the same place. We've still got the D held in the bass that is routing us to this D Lydian thing. And in this section, obviously, the vocalist is basically imitating the riff. They're going together. The sitar and the vocalist are both in the same octave and the same the same melody. There is another thing coming in as well. It's a little bit subtle. It sounds like some kind of keyboard. It sort of feels like it's playing maybe like an E major chord over this D. Okay, so the riff seems to have like fragmented at this point. So we've got that. That's just repeating over and over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've taken something that kind of existed in the previous riff, although where exactly it's somewhere in there. Yeah, so is a small segment of that downward scale there, and they just get that repeating. Actually, that could just be open sitar strings, I suppose. And the drums and the sitar are now playing together, whereas the vocalist has gone off to do whatever they're doing, which is improvisatory in key, which is interesting because it feels so wild, but it is in key, but very slidey. Okay, and we're back to the original riff here. So we went through basically 3 different riff sections now, and then we're back to the original. Okay, and here's the second one. We've still got this expanding texture in the background. It's definitely giving us something like that, something like an E7 chord, which would make sense with the D. But yeah, it's giving us a particular chord, rooting us in this Lydian framework. That's so brave to have. No, because so many people are going to think that's ridiculous and it sounds bad, but it doesn't. I think it really works in this particular form of incredibly strange music, incredibly off-kilter music. It is having, it's primal in a nonetheless intellectual way. I hope that doesn't get quoted back to me, but it feels like both of those things. It feels like very well thought through, but nonetheless there's this energy to it that would have been filtered out in, say, the 1800s, or through a period of conservative rule. This might have just been like, no, thank you. We don't need the people repeating the same 8-note phrase of all the same 8 notes, as in all the notes are the same, all 8 notes are the same. We don't need that anymore. We've got melodies which move very serenely, and we know how to make them, and so you don't need to do that anymore. But this is going, actually, I prefer to do it this way, thank you very much. Okay, so the guitar is da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, and the vocalist is doing the same notes but slower. Same thing. So that, yeah, it's so clearly a mixture of intricate planning and real freedom, which is my favorite set of things. Okay, but this is a new section now. This is interesting because we do still have the D held on through all of this, but we also have kind of harmony coming through. Yeah, there's a lot of notes in the harmony. I think all of these are being held by some instrument, and the sitar seems to be picking out specific ones to move the harmony to those, and it's just holding notes now. It's not playing a riff. Oh, spoke too soon. We can have a little bit of a riff. Just a whole downward scale of the mode exactly as it is actually from D to D. But it's really something I do quite like, that the vocalist is not as accurate. Vocalists in general are not as accurate as people playing with fretted instruments. And while the sitar picks out each of these pitches exactly, maybe even more exactly than I can do on here, I imagine the sitars have movable frets most of the time, and so they may well not be conforming to a 12 tet system or whatever the guitar does, which may actually be slightly different to that. Anyway, the point is that the vocalist, yeah, really is not nearly as accurate, and going you know, doing something that doesn't necessarily quite get to the heights, doesn't quite have the definition of intervals. But what does it bring? It brings aggression, whimsy, surrealism, excitement, freedom, loads of things like that. I'm sure you can come up with your own. And we've got a groove now, really held down by a bass percussion instrument going boom, okay. Having said that, clearly there were some beats there that I wasn't expecting. Okay, and we're back to our first riff again. But really interestingly, now we've got a kind of 4 to the floor going on in the drums, and the bass has actually moved. Maybe it's something else holding the D anyway, because it was holding an E there. There's still the D rooting us to this D Lydian feel. It's still there, but then there's D, but then it's on an F sharp. Okay, so even though we've got all these notes swirling around, and this riff, whatever it is, we've got that riff going round and round and round. Now we've got, as well as the D and lots of other notes being held in the background, we've got this very fat F sharp being played low down. So it kind of moves the feel feels more like a slightly different mode. It's not gone all the way though. It's still, we still have that remnant, the memory of the context of the original riff, which is here in its D major or D Lydian context, is still very, very strong, and the F sharp is not quite strong enough by itself to knock that out. It still feels like the Lydian is where we are, D Lydian, but it's just more unsettled. As it goes on, you may feel like, oh, and now there's the G sharp, there's the G sharp in the bass. Whoa! See? We were not expecting that. Up till here we've been pretty standard. Yeah, there's even C sharps and Bs going against it. So that's being held down there, and then we've got so that C is properly clashing against everything else going around it. Really unsettling note to have wormed in there. It's not even, I think, in the panoply of notes in the background either. Okay, and then we get back to the D. And we get back to the It's interesting, this piece, because it sounds very complicated. It's fast and the changes are sudden, but we have had basically a repetition 3 times of the same sections, same 3 sections in the same order, with one extra section after the second into the third. They are different, and there's different things happening in each of those, especially in the lower parts. So the drums and the bass are doing different things, but really the sitar is just going round and round with the same ideas, and it's a really interesting structure, very different to, well, very different to a pop song in some ways, and then very similar in that it has these sections that always go in the same order repetitiously. You know, it doesn't sound like a pop song, but it's not doing like a jam either. It's really structured. Okay. So now this is where we're getting a proper development of the stuff. So it's like, I don't know what that chord is going to be. It sounds kind of like that, but maybe with a D and an S. Yeah, so we're now back to the kind of D Lydian feel, but now the riff is doing something slightly different. We've still got the ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, but then it's going slower. It's leaving like a question and answer kind of feel now. That's in a different place to where we normally get it. We normally get it here and here, but this is one higher than that, doing the same kind of thing though. And that's lower. I sort of feel that sitar must actually just have an octave pedal on it, rather than it being the bass that's following it. So we've made a new melody out of previous melodic material, previous incredibly full, plentiful, I would say, melodic material that we had in the previous sections. We've trimmed it down now, and we have a more approachable melody, which is interesting. Still the vocalist doing the same kind of thing. Okay, and also now we are back to the same riff. So it was a short-lived bit of a respite we had there. The drums aren't doing very much though here, are they? We've got some presses yet. It's must be a keyboard instrument, that ba 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 ba, because I can't imagine how you would do that with stringed instrument. It sounds almost like a warped harpsichord. I don't know what it could be. And yeah, it's kind of giving like a 13th chord. Yeah, it's got so many of the notes of the key in there. Maybe it's more like a C sharp minor chord actually, but we do have that that D in the bass, so we're never going to get to actually feel like a C sharp minor. Okay, and here's our third. Okay, we have had longer pauses every so often with that. I think every 4, maybe every 3, because normally it's da-da-da-da pause, da-da-da-da pause, da-da-da pause. The pauses are as long as each of the notes, but then that third one is longer each time. Okay. Something like that. Okay, and this is like our 4th section, our slightly bigger section, where the sitar's just picking out individual notes. We've got a very clear ba 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 da 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 7 there. Okay, the bass has come back in on an E. So this is very similar now to the previous version of this section. The drums are just going crazy. Lots of intricate stuff, like a kind of tabla player. Okay, we're building, and we've gone to D. Okay, we went to the D briefly to go back into our first thing, and then we've got a G in the bass now, which again is not in our mode here. But it's not doing too. It's not actually clashing with it very much. It's doing that, and then is it doing that? Let me just check. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we're still going G sharp, F sharp against that G, just like we did when we had the C and we went C sharp to B. So yeah, some real aggressive intervals here. We've gone higher than ever before with the riff there, up to an F sharp. Yeah, it's interesting that because we've got several octaves between this, what is that low one, and that, it doesn't quite feel as clashy as it would if they were really closer to each other. We've got a bit more space to have those that G and that G sharp exist together because they're further away from each other. So it's like if you have a neighbour that's so like you that, or okay, they're not your neighbour, they live miles away, you know them, and they're so like you that they make you feel upset with yourself. It's better to have them further away rather than on your road, so you don't have to constantly be confronted with your own vile turpitude. Okay, we've gone to a G sharp now. And it's interesting how that feels a little more uncomfortable. Yeah, wow, that's so interesting. I thought I'd imagined it. but the G sharp really feels like it needs to go somewhere. And it has, it's gone up to an 8. There's the C. So the C of the bass, while constantly the sitar and the, that's so funny, constantly the sitar and the vocalist are hitting a C sharp several octaves higher. Oh man, that is some brutal, like, you know, you might expect that from noise rock, or you might expect it from metal, but in a context where these are acoustic musicians, they're just playing nice music together in a hall, you wouldn't expect it, and it really has a quite unique feel, this. Yeah. Wow. Okay. And this is our third section again. Yeah, but somehow it feels more final, doesn't it? It feels like we've really reached somewhere here. Maybe it's because of how the bass is playing. Boom, boom, boom. When we're on that D. Yeah. Yeah, really cool. And also, yeah, the drums got in time with it there as well. The only thing that is refusing to conform is this vocalist. She still will sing those riffs in with the guitar though. This is more protracted than this section has been normally. About 4 repetitions of the same material there. Oh. Yeah, lovely, lovely. So we had that, yeah, that 4th section there with the E in the bass, and then it resolves to the D, and we get the sitar and vocalist, which is really just exactly how we would want to end it. But we kind of have that ending about 4 times just before, but without the D resolution from the bass. Golly gosh, well that is the first piece of music on this album. Let's pay maybe slightly less heed to exactly what's going on as we continue here, otherwise we'll be here all night. Okay, let's find where we are. There's an A in the bass. Ba-da, ba-da, da-da, da-da. Feels pretty regular actually. Another kind of riff with the sitar, very, very fast. Okay, looks pretty normal so far. Some very strange stuff in the background of this. It almost sounds like a bazaar, as you might expect in, say, some Hollywood movie that hasn't done its research. Yeah, we're not looking at too much out of the ordinary here. This is looking like an Aeolian mode or a minor. In fact, we haven't got the information about the 6th yet. It could be the F there, or it could be F sharp for the Dorian, and that would be exciting. But we haven't got that information yet. Frankly, either way, it's not like Aeolian here is going to sound like standard minor. So they're both going to have their own freakiness. Whether it's Dorian or whether it's Aeolian. So we'll see what happens, and it might not even clear. It might just keep these 6 notes and that's all we've got. Yeah, it sounds like something in the background there, maybe some keyboard instrument again, is doing something with an F. gone down to G in the bass. Yeah. Yeah, lots of E. Not much F at all. That was an interesting bit here. Most of these things have been moving by small steps, the biggest step kind of being that minor third there, where we just had basically an arpeggio figure in the vocals and in the sitar. There's so much going on, that I can't focus too much on what any particular thing is. But it's notable here that the vocalist is keeping much more to riffs overall, keeping to the na 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 kind of thing. Not always is true of the sitar. The sitar is dropping out a little bit more, and there's also another instrument doing different riffs in the background. And the bass is really rooting us here. It's very specifically playing on a beat, keeping us there, and it's going between A and G, kind of giving us two different sections. Yeah. So there were a few of these on SAICOBAB's previous album where they feel like sudden tempo changes that then are only for a bar or something before they then go somewhere else. So if we I'm going to try and work it out. Here's our beat. Okay. Yeah. So what happened? 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah, it isn't necessarily a tempo change there then. It's just something that's so offbeat, and they all are going together, which is amazing. So let's think about the semi-quavers there, because that might help us. Yeah, let's get ready. Oh, I can't. Yeah, for me, what it feels like more is that it goes to triplets. But it's not though. Yeah, so the first one, so we stop, and then I think we come in on the next beat. Yeah, and then the third one after that is early. Yeah, so the third one then comes in on the fourth semiquaver of that particular beat. We're nearly there. Okay, I didn't quite get anything there. Yeah, and then I think that's going to be the third, and then the second, and then that should mean that we are really just fitting 5 in the space of, 4 in the space of 3 after the first one. Do you think that's what it is? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It kind of is. There's a little bit of give, maybe just because they are acoustic musicians. Or at least it feels like there's a bit of give. I don't necessarily trust my rhythmic intuitions here, but it feels like there's a bit of give. And it's really excellent anyway, it feels great. regardless of whether that is a tempo change, that individual bit, we are actually going at a different rate after this. And it feels much slower now. Yeah, this is a very different feel to what's come before. The bass is rooting us on F now rather than A and G like it was doing before. So F is our extra note. It doesn't feel like we've changed mode or anything like that. So F is finishing off here, but F now really feels comforting. It doesn't feel like we're in Aeolian mode, or what Mixolydian mode that would be, I guess. This then would be our Lydian mode that we had in the previous track. Let's see if it feels that way. Yeah, it does. It's not milking the notes though. Again, the vocalist is going for longer notes in this section. They're also in two different ears, so it's probably two different takes. In fact, I think it has to be. It might be done with echo, but it seems to be two different takes. The drums are going mad. Okay, again, is this a tempo change? Let's see. Well, we're back into the previous rhythm afterwards. It's like YYZ by Rush, which after the first bit. No, that's the end bit. It does this kind of thing, and then I don't know what exactly it does there. I've never been able to quite work out the rhythm. And then and then we're in another rhythm. So it's almost like a recitative moment. Just these strange stops. Anyway, it's very, very iconic of their particular style. I associate it solely with this group. That might just be my ignorance, but I like it. If you know of any music that does this kind of thing, really do let me know, and I'll happily check that out. Let's go on. So yeah, this is in a very similar section to the beginning. We've got kind of triplets in the drums, digga-digga sometimes, but not always. So that's going against the other rhythms, which are very, very straight. Da 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 da. Definitely a kind of old synth kind of. It almost sounds like a whistle doing that kind of thing. Yeah, which is just filling out the texture, along with some other boomy sounds, and yeah, the reverb going on is pretty intense. It's just such a much bigger space. Yeah, it's interesting that this section has its own melodiousness, really. Like some of the parts really sound a lot more I don't know, focused on the notes, and others more focused on the movement. We kind of have this dichotomy going on all the time in these melodic parts. Sometimes they're just stopping, doing some notes, and then they're straight off doing something else. Okay, let's go over that again, because we've got the switch again. I a little more clumsy there, I think, especially from the vocalist. Okay, very similar feel this time. Drums again going crazy, but so minimal. There's only really 2 or 3 different drums being played. So that is similar to before, but the vocalists are helping us out. The vocalist is helping us out by putting in some extra ooze in time there. Or out of time, as it may be. But whatever happens at the end there, yeah, they give us a 3, 4, wow, which is great. 3, 4. And we're in. Oh, now this is an interesting one because this kind of feels like the beginning section, but the bass is rooting us on long D's now. Yeah, it is different actually. Lots more air. It almost feels like we've come to the place where the keyboard was from the beginning. Yeah, which is this D minor. What would we? D Dorian, I suppose. Yeah. So it is the same as the beginning. In that we've got those riffs going on in the same kind of way. But the bass is really putting us in a different place. Same kind of thing as the last track. The bass is leading the feeling more than the riffs themselves. I do like that. Some parts are more characterful than others, maybe in the riff. But that. Which happens. Is that exactly it? Yeah. That is a really nice bit. Yeah, again, it feels like the instrumentalists are really locked in there and the vocalist is slightly being taken for a ride. Okay, what is this section? We're on G again. Much slower feel. Okay. Yeah, so we've got the percussion really taking us on an interesting rhythm journey. Really low vocal as well. If that's the same person, they sound totally different here. Yeah, so what's our tempo? Oh gosh, what is going on? Okay, let's go a bit further up. Yeah, okay, I can't count it in slow beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2. Okay, I think it's 9 and. That's what I think. So that would be, what, 19? Can we be 17? Let's try 17. So that's 8. 8 with an and after. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 1. No, it's not that. It's not that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 1, 2. No, is it 9 then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2. It is. So it's 9. And it's, yeah, beated in a really interesting way. So, where do I start? Yeah, so we've got a 4 at the beginning, and then, yeah, and then it feels like it just skips a beat for a moment. Yeah, so it's like, so it's like it's in small nines actually. If we were thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, now it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Small nines like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know it works like that. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it is. That's so crazy. What is going on? The vocals are so strange. I think they must be pitch shifted. There's definitely some interesting processing going on them. That's a nice melody. We're now back in a more standard time. It's so free though, it's so free with when it changes. It feels like we've got 2 roots here, which is like the D, but then the G keeps coming in a fuzzy kind of way, which means that it takes precedence, but a weak precedence. Interesting. The root is so important in this kind of music. It really, yeah. You can have a flurry of notes, and that's totally fine. But if you have a long-held tone to do that over, it gives so much more weight to those notes. That's quite a good riff, isn't it? Something like that. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good bit of vocals and drums there. Yeah. So the sitar and the bass are so regular here that the drums and the vocals can take the limelight in a way that they don't normally do. They normally are very interesting, but not in the foreground. The drums I'm talking about specifically here, but now they're echoing, or not echoing, but doing exactly the same rhythms as the vocals. They're so much more present, prominent. It's really interesting. Yeah, some interesting processing there. Very it's sort of bringing out different harmonics of the vocals. Yeah, this feels very Dorian now actually. A lot more of that B. It doesn't feel like the G is. It doesn't feel like the G is prominent there very much, even though it's probably the lowest note in the thing. It's interesting that the D seems to take precedence most of the time. Now this is the first time we've actually got proper movement from the bass. It's doing this kind of thing, just going down to the F for brief times, but now we are really centered around that G again. And the keyboard is really present. You can hear that so clearly now. This is like a warped version of the first section, isn't it? Wow, that's a really, yeah, top C from the vocals there. doing the same kind of thing but up an octave. Is it? Yeah, it's the same pitch, it's just up an octave. Although I don't actually remember going up to the C before, so it is different. And the sitar is all totally swamped now. Are we going to get another back? Yes! Okay, this is really interesting because normally this section is rooted around the F, or maybe it was D one time, but it's now the A. So it's the A where we started, but before we had the no around the A, or the one from the sitar. But now we're on the other section, but we've got the A as the bass, so it feels like both sections being brought together. Yeah, mad. Yeah, and again the vocals seem playing catch up with the incredibly tight rhythm section there. Great stuff, really fun. By the way, it's more of the same. That's what's going on this album. It's not like we're suddenly going to surprise you with a cutaway jazz number, or a crossover pop sitar jam. It's not going to happen. We've got more of the same. So let's see what is more of the same on this one. Okay. I can't make it out. Don't know if that bass note is. I think it's an E. Yeah, it sort of feels E. The riff here is really aggressive. Yeah, with that. Yeah, okay. So that's why it's difficult. Because we've got another real clashy thing. We didn't have any in the previous thing. It kept pretty much all the way to that sorry. Was it that? No. We had the B, yeah, and the F. So it was Aeolian, moving different centers, different tonal centers, but keeping to the same 7 notes the whole time. This one straight off, we have E in the bass, E flat, and D in the guitar riff. So we are in choppy waters. Did we just get a bit of blues? Not quite. I think that's what we got. So we got a major and minor third, if you like. Oh, if that is actually an E at the bottom there. It feels like it is. I don't know if it's a mistake, but we've got that. Well, this scale, if you want to call it that, is decidedly more aggressive than the ones which are from above. It's like when they get to the E flat, then they just have this open fifth of G and D, which should work with the E. but they don't work with the E flat before. Yeah, I swear that it is that. So then that puts us at least from the sitar's perspective and the vocalist's perspective in E flat minor with a major minor thing going on there. Yeah, and okay, so that's why the G here seems so out there, because it's the major one, but we mostly have a minor tonality going with this riff. So when we get those, it's like we've dropped into a new room, a new dimension, and that dimension is constantly being attacked, not just by the sitar riff, but also by the bass, which is in another dimension. Kind of sounds nice. These ones should hang out together a bit more and leave that one at the door. Now we've definitely got a G in the bass and a G in the vocals, which is nice. Kind of rooted around a G major tonality, which is lovely. Oh. We're playing with semitones. We've got that in the bass, then we have the A flat clashing with the G, then the F sharp clashing with the G, and then we're back to that. While the sitar riff isn't really very clashy, apart from with itself, just from moments. Yeah, we go from a C to a B there. I think there's a bit of D and E flat play again. Okay, and this is our first section again. Really aggressive stuff going on. It also feels like it's mixed with everything, just a little more saturated and a little more aggressive. There's some weird vocal processing again. It sounds like there's a really crazy chorus or something on the vocals. So it sounds like it's two people at the same time, slightly warped from each other, like a Medusa with all the snakes hissing at the same time, something like that. Yeah, that's so weird. And then there's just one vocal here. Really nice. Added drums. I don't know if they were there the first time. Let's just check. But the drums here, we've definitely got some. It almost feels like a snare and open hi-hat, which then gets closed. There we go. Yeah. Oh, it's good. It's good. That's a jam. Okay. Same thing here. Feels very similar actually. Okay, until now. So there we have the B flat clashing with the sitar, the A flat clashing with the bass. That's another one of those bits, another one of those sudden changes up of rhythm to sort of cut it. It doesn't feel as crazy as the one on the previous track, but yeah, it's the same kind of thing. Like it's like the rhythm needs to chop itself and then reform in the next section. that still is in E flat minor basically. Okay, what's weird about this section now is that we've got G in the bass, okay, which I took a while to notice, but the G in the bass is actually a little more settled. It kind of insists that we're not actually in minor, although a lot of the melody lines seem to think we're in E flat minor. But then when we get that from the sitar every so often, it really feels like it's coming home. Okay. It's really good. It's really good. These songs are made up of fragments of complexity that are then shifted and put together in different orders in not a very complex way. It's very sectional. It doesn't feel like sections bleed into each other very often, and so it's much more approachable than if this was thoroughly through composed with segments just coming in and out. It doesn't feel classical in that respect. It feels very jammy, but it's not jammy. Unless, I mean, potentially this could have been put together with a jam, but. If it is, these guys are geniuses. Anyway, the thing about the thing now is that we're in this section, but we don't have the G in the bass, we have the A in the bass. So that sounds okay, but then, oh, okay. They don't sound altogether that bad. With the sitar as well, it's an interesting mix. Yeah, what you could make with that, with like an orchestral arrangement, as it's on these such interesting instruments with timbre qualities so different to each other. It sounds, it sounds like it's in its basest form. If you let's say colour matched instruments making this kind of thing, it might sound incredibly atmospheric and powerful. It still sounds powerful here, but in such a primal, aggressive form. I'm kind of interested to. I'm not going to do it, but I would. Were I able to, compose for money, I would definitely make an orchestral arrangement of this. Not that that's composing, actually. If I were orchestrating things for money, then I would definitely do that. Now we're on B flat in the bass. So I mean that actually does feel like it fits the notes a bit better. Yeah, interesting. But I wasn't expecting B flat to come up in the bass there, but it has actually sorted things out, and it's quite nice. That's it. Oh gosh, sometimes I take my headphones off and then suddenly it sounds like something different. That's G. It's a little bit sharp with this one. There's the A. No, it is just A, sorry. No B flat there. Okay, another release. Okay, this sounds nice. so edgelord. So we have this nice open fifth, G and D, and then C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp. So we're aggressing against that D with those two notes, and then against the G with the other two notes. Yeah, absolutely, yeah, nasty stuff. Niachin Machine. Ooh. B. Oh no, sorry, D. Sounds quite melodious almost. It keeps going between D and G, kind of like the previous track did. We've got a very regular rhythm here as well. Yeah, so that's C sharp very much being emphasised in the vocal already. There's that. Yeah, D sharp. Nice. This really feels like a groove though. The drums and the bass are really holding us there. And the sitar's not doing anything particularly crazy either. It's just the vocals which are leading us from section to section here. Okay. Again, we've got the vocals and the drums going together. Now the vocals are actually unpitched as well, which is really cool. Okay, just for a small section, but it was really good. The other instruments stayed the same through that section as well. Yeah, same thing. Maybe the same rhythm. It feels a bit like you're playing a Street Fighter or something, and you're getting a ha at the same time as you're getting a thump sound. Yeah, a really fun mix. As well as those hits, which just bring us into 3, it seems. But then, yeah, so much for that. It's so complicated. Yeah. So you've got that. Yeah. So the taps. Keeping everything in time with these really hard to time kind of things, and then just as we reach the moment where that's meant to stop, suddenly we feel like we're in a different time and we have a different division of the beat, even if the tempo stays the same. Pause. Nice. We're back where we started, kind of. We've got the G and the D from the sitar, and we've got E in the bass. Yeah. Oh. Oh my god. We've got a dad rocker on the bass here, giving us E, G, A. Nice. While everything else is in E flat minor / major. Wow. It's just so discordant. They're just completely at odds. So aggressive. This is the most listened to track on this album. Wow. This is the same as before. We've got G in the bass. Maybe the drums are going a bit harder. Yeah. Same G, A, E, absolutely gross riff, along with the other gross riff. it's just, stanky. Oh, actually, we've got one extra note there. We've got the D as well. That's fun. Yeah, and then Jeepers with the other riff, doing that, you know, stuff. Wow. Okay. Okay, A flat. It's not too discordant, I would say. Yeah, okay, yeah. That one's pretty beautiful, I think. It's like a minor major 7 chord. We're not thinking of chords in this, but that's kind of what's going on there. It's really beautiful. That. Okay, now we have gone up to B flat and the vocals are on B flat too. Now, yeah, coming down how they would. Up to C. C is a new place for us. So, cool way to end the track. Let's see if it does. Yeah, it does. Nice, yeah, nice way to end. Unexpected, altogether unexpected. Yeah, but there were really only about 3 sections in there, and they just changed. They molded in different forms with the bass really dictating most of the change there. It is so effective when the vocals and the drums go together. Really cool stuff. Keep on going. We've got 4 tracks to get through in half an hour. Let's see if we can. Okay, we're back in D. It's cool whatever mode we're in. It's not really a mode, but we've got D, C sharp, B flat, and F. So we're kind of in D minor with a harmonic C sharp. Let's see if that is an appropriate way to describe this. What are those? B flat, we already had it. C sharp, we already had it. Ah, dang. Oh, we haven't had that. That's G, that's new. That's a fun extra. We've not had anything that sounds like that. Okay, so we had F sharp there and G. So we're in some aggressive territory again. We've got Fs, we've got F sharps, we've got Gs, we've got Ds and C sharps. That's pretty fun. Something like that. Yeah, fun vocal melody. Spelling out a diminished chord. We're doing something there. No idea what the words are here. So we did that, and then we did that. So we're playing around with, with semitones all over. long held. There's more reverb and more strange delay effects going on in the vocals in this one. We're still holding that D from the bass. It's interesting that the drums are kind of coming to a standstill and then doing something on the end of the bar, whereas the first part of the bar they always kind of stop and take stock. So it's got this really uneven feel to the sides of the bar, as well as being in an irregular time signature. Okay. That was really nice. That was proper chord. Ta-ta. Yeah, some kind of B flat chord. Maybe that. One more time. Yeah, it feels like a G minor 7 with a B flat in the bass. And then we're at G. Oh! Nice. So the bass and the sitar. Going between the augmented 4th C sharp and the 5th D. Yeah, this is cool. The drums are much fuller as well. We've definitely got a snare in here. We've got something almost keeping us with a regular beat as well. Pause. Okay, we're back to the beginning kind of thing. Okay, so we've got 2 main sections so far here, much longer than our general sections. Second section, so we've got that transition moment, and then we've got these 2 different things. Feels like the vocals are doing a bit more in this one. Same kind of ending there. Okay, new section. Okay. So this is a new kind of feel for this. This feels very rock, very like a build to a new chord. So that's a D with a C. Okay, 2 interesting dyads there. And that goes to A flat while that goes to D. Yeah, they both have riffs together there. Yeah, now they're in octaves. No, not again. That's a real old-fashioned kind of thing. Just pentatonic, minor pentatonic. Da 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 if it was in a more conventional time signature, everyone would be playing that. It's going C sharp, D, and now we're back at the G. So it's feeling like a bluesy kind of thing here. Okay, now we're back at D. First section again. Oh, I heard Amayoru there. That's nice. So this is a 13? No, it's a 15. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is a 13. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that would be 11, wouldn't it? I can't count. Okay. And it's our second section. We've got that again. While much freedom is taken over the melody in the middle. Slidey, slidey, screamy. The snares are coming through clearly there. Okay, back that, that. Yeah. This is our third section. There it is again. Yeah. This is a complex section. Okay, back to the beginning station. Bass is in the same place, but that feels a bit freer. Yeah, okay, it does feel very similar to the beginning actually. Oh, but the drums are actually going off. Yeah, way more fun being had, especially at the beginning of the beat. Wow. Excellent. Cookie, maybe? C sharp D. Good ending. Summation of the whole thing, just in those two notes, I reckon. Great. Okay, this one's brutal again. Okay, so we got those. Yeah, it is tiring, especially looking at it in this detail. No. Well, feels like that's what we've got going on, which is not too scary. Yeah. But it doesn't go very nicely with that. So we've got an F in the bass, E, oh, a bit of a clash, D, nice and soft. C sharp is an interesting note to get with that. It feels quite foreign, it feels not very well connected to the F. And then A flat. So yeah, these are in two different places really, both occupying a minor third of their own, but very far away from the other one. Okay, she's agreeing with the bass. Imagine it's a domestic and someone needs to come in and mediate. That's kind of what's going on there. Probably in bad taste, I apologise. But it's pretty repetitive. It's becoming more comfortable because we've heard it so many times now. drums are really emphasising each of those beats. Well, they were up till recently. There you go. So everything's really locked in, just not harmonically. Okay. C sharp now, or D flat. Okay. Perfect cadence. Who was expecting that? Okay, so we have got the same notes, maybe with an F as well. But yeah, now we're in, well, Phrygian territory, I guess. That's really being held. It feels like there's some distortion on that bass as well. Okay, we're back to F. Oh. Is it F or is it E? I think it's actually going between both of them. So low, it's really hard to tell with exactness. Very, very disturbing. But again, we've got it repeated a lot. Okay. This is looking like a scale I should recognise. What note would we be missing? It could be. That's not. Yeah. So that would be like a flat 2, a sharp 3, 4, 5, not sharp 3, normal 3. Flat 2, 3, 4, 5, flat 6, 7. Yeah, so it's like double harmonic. Do you want to call it double harmonic major? I can't remember if it is that. But we've got, yeah, this there, and maybe it there, but we haven't actually heard that note, so we can't say that. But it does feel double harmonic. That's an interesting texture we haven't heard much. There was barely any sitar there, and there was no bass. Just drums and vocals. Yeah, really good little break. Because another thing about this album is that it's always on. Almost all the time these instruments are playing together all the time. So that's a 15 there if you're interested. This is like the beginning section, by the way. We've got the same thing going on. I really like this. I really like that motion. It's that is like a gallop, isn't it? It's like what people associate Iron Maiden with. But it's here. It's interrupted with a 3 eventually. I think I played a little too many there, but a little too few. Sorry. But yeah, it's like that. It's like we've got a gallop, and then we've got something interrupting that, which is fun. Anyway, we've got to a new section now, I think. Well, kind of like the section we had before, but the vocals are doing something totally different. They're in Diamanda Galash territory. Okay. And then this is our third section like we had before, but it's more clearly an E now at the bottom. Let's compare them. Okay. Yeah, must have just been my ears before. Okay. And we feel like we're keeping in the same time signature the whole time. But so this is now going between that B flat and B flat, D flat or C sharp and an A or a B double flat. And yeah, it doesn't have the same kind of rooting feel as it has in some previous things, because we're moving only for a short amount of time and then going back to the previous note. So it's actually more like a disrooting, deregulating of the pitch center. It's unsettling. But interestingly, with that pitch center, that really makes this mode feel like Phrygian with an extra third, which is always what we're looking for from Phrygian anyway, so that we can have that going on. But we are still missing whether we've got a B or not. That doesn't seem to have appeared. Okay, well there it is. It is a B. On the D, so yeah. It's like we've stepped up the Phrygian. So it feels almost Lydian, but yeah, it's interesting. But it feels so much darker than Lydian because we've got that connection to the C sharp that has existed. And there it back is. Yeah, it's gone back to it. Oh, cool. So much reverb going on here, and delay. The sitar really feels like it's swirling round and round. Okay. This feels quite clean, like just D. With a bit of A. Wow. Okay. Which is like a D6 with no third. There is a third. Okay. So it's a D6. Lovely. Strange. We weren't expecting it, but it seems like we were in a really unpleasant D place. We went back to the C sharp place, which we knew was nasty, but then we just went to D. And we emerged on the other side with a really soft D6 chord in a different mode, basically different harmonic area. We've brightened it. Very unlike what's happened previously on this album. We haven't ever really gone to a new place before, so this feels very different. And this is our first riff again. But now we've got a D in the bass. It doesn't quite feel as fundamentally scary as when we had the F going to the A flat. It feels so much more natural and comfortable. Okay. But now we've moved to E, and no doubt to F next. Yeah, there it is. But not to A flat. Maybe to G. Yeah, to G. So we're moving up the scale very clearly here. And there's the A flat. So we were just holding it in. It's a new one, I think. And C, are we going to get the whole way up the scale? Probably. Oh. Yeah, but we cheated it by bending it up. That sounded really good though. Really, really freaky. There's a B that I didn't know. C. Bad. Yeah. Okay, and we've ended in a strange A major 7 field. Yeah. This one's really going to unusual places. So yeah, we've got that. Okay. We've got those in G sharp. Okay. Always going to sound strange, but over the E it's a new thing. There's actually, oh gosh, why is it that sounds so much like the F sometimes? Yeah, the higher F I think is just so insistent that it makes the E sound like an F at the bottom, but it is an E. E going to so it's like an inversion of the F to A flat here. We're going E to D flat or E to C sharp as an inversion of that. Yeah, we couldn't just leave it in a comfortable place, could we? We're back at the C sharp basically. The Phrygian. Those are some nice pauses though. Lovely bit of a delay. Just guiding us home. Yeah, where we ended. Yeah, just ended on a C sharp minor dyad. Depressing, because we went to some really nice places in that one, and we nonetheless were brought back to our creepy, earthy roots, I guess. It can't be as nice as that. Why have I come up with something as nice? Yeah, that's right. That's more like it. Okay, so we're being more chromatic again here. So that's C sharp, G sharp, A, G, E, yeah, A and G sharp there as well, and G. So we're playing with this main set of 3. A, G sharp and G seems to be where we're playing around here. Wow, that's a low. Wow. How's that? It's on A. Okay. So it kind of feels just like a second version here. Is that right? No, that's not right. For some reason I thought it was D for a moment there. Okay, yeah, so it feels like then we've got a flat 7, a 7 and an 8. No, but there is a D. It's like D and A are being held in the bass. So we've got the same thing there, and then so we do have 2 places where we've got all 3 semitones there. Yeah, the bass is so indistinct, it's hard to actually root it. I think it's the E, maybe. Yeah. So the sitar and the vocals are pretty closely matching each other, while the drums are just keeping their own rhythm. Got a bit of F stuff. So this is giving us Phrygian vibes again. Although, and there's a G. The minor ninth clash to the ninth clash, which is not so bad. The rhythm again. Yeah, that's complicated. It's too complicated for me at this time of night. No, it's not. I'm gonna try and work it out. Can I do it while it's on? I don't know. Boy oh boy, boy oh boy. Okay, let's go from the beginning of the section. That was a really funny bit of from the, yeah, a little bit of vocal processing there. Lovely. Oh god, this is complicated. It's really hard to ground in. There's the but da da, which I'm trying to get. Yeah, that only happens once every repetition, so I'm trying to ground by that, but it's actually quite hard. So it's a but to get after that, and then but to get and then three by themselves, I think. No. Oh gosh. Now. Yeah, that's the part I'm messing up. But so but I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then it doesn't do it a third time. And then yeah, that's three by themselves, and then two afterwards, and I think we've got it. Okay. Wow, that was an effort. Okay, so we get, let's call those bat da at the end of it, and then so it's ba da 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 da, ba da get da get da da get da. Yeah, ba da get da get da da get da da get. No, and then it doesn't do it again. Ba da 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 get da. Yep. And then da 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 get da get da da get da. Ba da 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 get da. Yeah. So, if we're thinking about that, so that that's 3, yeah, and then 2, so 3 3 2, and then that's 3 again, and then 2. This is so worth it. Let's call that 2. No, I think they're just 2s. Think. I don't think that's right. I think they're 3s. Yeah, they are, and then there's 2s at the end. And then 2 2. Okay, so we got 3 6 8 11 13. A whole thing of 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29. Are you joking? It's 29. So that should mean I can cut it to 15, and let's see if I can do that. And that's still going 1 2 3 4 5, isn't it? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 1. No, it feels more like 16. So there must be one bit of miscounting that I've done there. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 1. I hate it. Why is it round? It's square. It's round and square. It fits in 4. It fits in 4. So how have I messed it up? Yeah, it must be there. Right. Have I just miscounted maybe? If we think 3 6. So then that's 4 sets of, and then maybe there's one more of those. No, there can't be. Yeah, so there's a 4 in there somewhere that I haven't quite worked out. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, no. Yes, I see. So if it was 29, it would actually be a 14 and. So what I've done is I've just missed out one of the 3s. Okay. So then it's let's see. I think I'm okay with that now. So yeah, so it's round, it fits in 4, which is so funny, but it is split into an 8, which is a 3 3 and 2, a 3 and 2, so 5. Then we have 5 3s, which you could split into things in different ways, and then a 4 at the end, which is 2 2s. Insanity. You could technically think of that 3 2 3 in the middle there as you could think of that as an 8. So we start with an 8 of 3 3 2, then we have a 3 2 3, then we have a 12 of 3s, and then we have 2 3s at the end. No, sorry, 2 2s at the end for a 4. So that way it's 8 8 12 4, which is reasonable, but yeah, very, very complicated way to split it up. And once you've cracked it, which I feel I'm on the verge of, I'm sure we'll all be happy. Okay. Forgot where we were. Now we're in A, we were in G. C for a moment now. That's just silly and very fun. For this late in the album to have something like that, that's really satisfying. Okay. So we're really resolutely in D here, but it's mainly the sitar playing. The bass is just giving us 1. Okay. Somehow this feels less clear now. Yeah, they're again pretty closely linked, but they're doing a little bit different to each other all the time. The sitar and the vocals, that is. And the drums are giving us a totally different beat to what we had previously. Let's just... I say that. It's not totally different, but it is more... There's more going on. There's feels like a whole drum kit, actually. Or at least, you know, a kick drum, a snare, and a hi-hat. Yeah. This is a dance. I don't know about Death Nap, but it's definitely a dance. And this is so much more comfortable, this section, than the other section, rhythmically. Okay. Here we got a big, big D. So this is the rhythm of the previous section, yeah, and now it's fit into that. Yeah, cool. I really like the chaotic vocal processing here. Just some bits of distortion, some bits of clipping, and sampling. Okay, we've got some octaves in the vocals. That's a new thing for this album. Nice. Okay. Bit of C sharp again, please. Now we're at G. Yeah, silly bit again. There's just no attempt to actually do the scale there. It's great. Okay, this feels very atmospheric. We've got some vocal chords going on. Yeah, the vocals are really giving more of the texture than normal here, which is great. I really enjoy it. Ah, yeah, wow. And slightly warping the scale as well. We're in G. Wow. Yeah, that's a strange feeling. Have we had this before? That feels a bit different to what we've had before. Okay, yeah, that one felt like we actually went to a different place just for the end there. I didn't recognise it. Then again, I did spend ages on the same section of this song, so it may well be that I forgot it from the beginning or something like that. But anyway, very cool one. I think that might be maybe my favourite. I think Amayoru Moondance is also really good. Niachin Machine is just aggressive. Not my favourite. Nrtyaman is cool too, but yeah, I think I do like the others too, but I think Death Dance might be my favourite. Now let's get through Dancing Fish in the Rain. I'm over time, but let's do it. We're again in D. D seems a comfortable key. And we're kind of doing C, B, C sharp in this, so we really are deliberately playing with the most clashing intervals in this way. It's fun. It's fun. And then it sounds like the C sharp gets repeated on 2 different strings, something like that. Let's just check that again. It's bending between it, which is really funny. And there's a bit of a it's like maybe it's sympathetic strings, or maybe it's just some extra strings on the sitar playing a D power chord, but that's what's coming out against the C sharp bend. Okay, bass went to F there, and same thing there. A little bit of extra melody, but then they come together for that wow, which is very funny. Really emphasizing the most crazy bit. There they weren't together though. A and D there from the bass. And C and D, we're like going up to a note and coming back to D. So it really still roots us around D, even though we are sort of pausing in other places. Yeah, so we've got a motif of or whatever it is. That's a very important bit of melody for this song. But it doesn't matter which notes it's on necessarily. Yeah. We've got really blown out drums here. Some of those sound really, really compressed. Oh, but now totally different for a moment there. With a nice cymbal or something cymbal. Okay. Vocals just doing small bits there. Unlike what happened previously in the piece. The bass is going between A flat and D now, because it's again edgelording pretty hard. Now it's A and D, so it's calming down. And we're getting a bit of F sharp there as well, which is nice, bringing us a real D major tonality. It's really bringing almost every single note to play at different times before going back to the D. With a slight bend there, it seems. But yeah, this pop 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 from the drums, that feels very, very compressed. Which we haven't had really previously. They've been in your face, but it hasn't felt over compressed. Okay. Sudden change of tonality to G with our faithful augmented fourth interval just held. Just bare G and C sharp there. And that's pretty good. C, it then they both fall, but one falls by a tone and the other by a semitone, so we get a nice consonant interval before we're back in our D area. D and C sharp, of course. But it's just... it's actually not going up to the C sharp at the moment. C just down to B. And there we go, now it is. But it's taken just that microcosm of the riff, and it's now repeating it, kind of like the first track did. Okay, and we're in a slightly different place now. D minor kind of tonality, but the bass is just going from E to D. Okay, we've got a hunky synth. We're making some really weird harmonies with the vocals. Oh. No. Feels like that. That would be a B major, which has a D sharp in it, against that D in the bass, falling to a B flat major, which has a D in the bass. Yeah, very strange idea. Okay, and then we'll fall even further. Now, here's the thing about, if you have a pedal that doesn't really move, you don't absolutely notice every single strange chord that goes on top of it. Because the pedal is just there. Sort of let the chords do their own thing. If you're really in the moment, you might well feel the tension between those two things, but the chords have their own tension anyway from being on a moving path somewhere. So it never feels that in this kind of way, where the chords are moving and the pedal is staying really put. It never feels like those two things have an explicit strong tension, because one of them is staying put and the other is just moving and inevitably getting to somewhere which is more stable. Okay, same things again. Now we've got E held in the bass actually, so that's making this even stranger. Sharp, of course, up at the top there. Okay. Yeah. And now this is just a old rock song. Okay, and we're on G now. Everything feels a bit more bright, doesn't it? Yeah. C to B and a G is like a 4 to 3. Lovely, lovely stuff. Oh, calm, friendly, bright, not frightening. Yeah. I mean, the vocals are slightly off pitch and therefore a bit scary. Okay, stepped it up to A, a little bit more frightening. The drums are absolutely, wow, going off. Some very fast work there. And everything is also keeping in time. I don't know if that's 2 players, sort of feels like it must be 2 players. Is this where we're going to end? On A minor kind of thing. Okay, really, really present snare drum there. No reverb, seemingly. Wow, who foresaw it? It's our faithful major 7 this time. Between the D and the C sharp. So just compare that, or can I find... I'm not going to try and find it. But previously we had the C sharp against the G, And now we're ending with the C sharp against the D. A common dissonance for this album, C sharp and D. Really interesting. It keeps up that frenetic rhythm the whole time. There are lacunas, nice breathing spaces in some of the songs, but each individual song is just going at a lick, like for the main thing. There's not even like a jam section where there's some clear, strong improvisation. The only thing that feels like it's regularly improvising is the vocal line, and frankly, it might not be. The way that it sometimes then goes in in time with the drums, and they go together, really click together in a way that seems improvised but can't be, because it's two different players doing the same thing. There's a load of questions asked by this in that kind of space. How much of it is thought through? How much of it is in the moment of the performance? Because I could imagine switching between these sections could be a nod. I haven't gone into as much detail as to see whether they're all equally sized. I don't think that would be very interesting. It might come to me over time of listening to this, but at the moment, it seems like it could be, someone gives a nod and then they all decide to transition, but they're so in sync. And okay, maybe there might be some studio trickery in this version just to make everything absolutely sync up. But frankly, the amount of studio trickery that is clear on the album is very small. It's only a small ensemble anyway. There are some weird acoustics sometimes, and there's occasional moments where the vocals get put through odd effects. But other than that, it seems like these are just some absolutely virtuosic performances from 4 or 5 different people just coming together, making some really, well, let's call it experimental, but what I really mean here is it's music for the musicians, music for the people who love to think about music, to play music, to hear music, and to experience music that they've never experienced before. It's such an unusual mix. It has this driving rhythm, which is it feels part Indian, not just because of the sitar, but because of the way that we get some sort of finger taps on the drums. It feels rocky because we get these grooves just based around a particular pitch, and then that changes. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that kind of thing happens in Indian music very often. I think you just get the groove, you get the particular harmonium pitch which just goes throughout the thing, in a rag, for instance. This is giving a mixture of those two things. It's off the wall. It doesn't have it has a load of repetition, but it doesn't have verses, choruses. It doesn't have anything that's as stable as that. Even when sections come back, it might be that the sitar is playing the same thing, but the bass is playing a different rhythm, a different note. The drums, maybe they're playing the same, or maybe they're doing something entirely different. Often the vocals will be doing a similar thing from section to section as well, which really does help us guide our listening through those sections. The vocals are both very unpredictable and then very reliable when they get to those sections that we expect them to do. Social Distance is really the clear one where that happens. Interesting that we've got dance in 4 of the titles of these songs, so clearly that's the intention, is that they're meant to be moved to, and well, certainly they get you moving, even if it is towards a cliff edge where you are very quickly either going to suddenly fly into the air with unknown powers that were never seen in your body before, or you are going to plummet and hopefully catch onto something on the way down, maybe make your way back up, and keep on dancing. Well, keep on dancing, everybody. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, again, I should have done this. Keep on dancing. Ah, isn't the light lovely? That's so sweet. Okay, I hope it sounded decent. Yeah, because I was doing something with compression. Anyways, yeah, I'll do another one of these on Wednesday. Bye bye. Love you.